Yes, brothers and sisters, lovers, haters, boys and girls, vibrations. I hope everybody's well this Monday evening. God bless everybody. I was in the shower there 10 minutes ago or whatever, and I thought, I feel a video coming on. I feel a bit of content coming on. Now there's a couple of little sort of topics if you like to this video. One of them being free speech. We'll get to that in a minute. The other one, what I'm going to discuss now is how to sort your problems out and the difference between YouTube chew and real life chew. YouTube causes real life chew. Real life chew causes YouTube chew. What people need to understand is there's a massive difference. Now, I got myself worked up yesterday. Quite worked up, not like to the point where I was raging, boiling, but I was worked up, and I felt, disrespected, and I was annoyed at a person. Now, I contacted that person on Instagram via voice note. You see, I think them voice notes are quite good because when you're exchanging them, you both get a chance to listen. You see, if you're on a live or even if you're in person arguing, things can explode quite fast, if you've got a nature like I have and, and another person's got a similar nature, it can make for a, quite an explosive mix. So I contacted this person via Instagram, voice note, and I wasn't exactly polite. No, I wasn't exactly polite. And, I said how I was feeling at that time, and I did try to ignore it, try to, let the program kick in to a certain extent, but I really felt I needed to tell this person where I was and what I was feeling and where my emotions were over what had been said. So I'd done that, left a voice note. It was met and returned with a similar voice note, if you like, not of a very polite nature, let's put it that way. And something, I listened and I said another, and over the course of about 3 to 4 voicemails on both sides, the tone came down, and something, I understood. Oh yes, I understood, right, that there were certain things, had kind of been twisted, if you like, and, I think I took these words a little bit out of context, what was said. And over the course of about 3, maybe 4 voicemails on either side, it was resolved. The issue was resolved. There was apologies on both sides. There was, each other wishing each other well. And then we both went on about our day. Now, I felt very good about that. And I was very pleased that that thing was put to bed. The issue was put to bed. Now, what I mean by that is, if you've got a problem with someone directly, why don't you try contacting them in private? Because there's a lot more chance, and not just a little bit, there's a lot more chance of that issue being resolved in private, because there might be egos involved and pride involved to a certain extent, but you're not then catering for an audience. And this is the thing a lot of times when people get an audience, and people might think I'm contradicting myself here for the stuff that I've done a couple of years ago, but let me tell you something, make no mistake, I was working tirelessly in the background to try and get a meet sorted out. I was working tirelessly. It never happened. I ended up in jail. But when you take your trouble to the screen on YouTube, then you're catering for an audience, and no matter who you are, the more people that start getting behind it, the more that'll give you a false sense of confidence, if you like, and a false sense of direction. And you'll forget the reason that you're actually doing it. And it more becomes about pleasing people and, getting likes and getting views. Now, YouTube is not the real world, and it's certainly not the way to solve your problems. If you've got a problem with someone and you make a video, you know, with no other intentions of meeting that person or sorting it out in private, you just want to air your dirty laundry, you just want to put your problem out there, that's never going to get it sorted out. It's only going to magnify and prolong that problem. So don't do it. If you want your problems to be sorted and solved in a legitimate manner, you know, mano a mano, right? Contact that person in private, because it works. You get the issue resolved. Take it from me. I've done it many times. Now, if you, like I say, take your problems to the big screen, we'll call it, on YouTube, then you're not a real person, you know, and you don't actually want that issue resolved. What you want is drama and likes and views. That's what you're doing it for. That's why you do it. Because if you had any legitimate intentions of sorting that problem out, you'd contact that person in private and you'd get it squashed. You know, and I do understand there's a massive markup for that thing. People love drama, you know. Depends what you put in the video. You know, if you put certain titles in the video and that, everyone clicks on it. If you put something just normal kind of positivity type thing in the video, not many people click on it. Why? Because there's a massive market for drama on YouTube. It's not the real world. It's certainly not the real way, and it's certainly not the way that real men sort the problems out. It's just not. It simply isn't. And it's, like I say, it's drawn hordes and armies and legions of people to the screen, and they all feel safe because a lot of them work together, you know, and I'm not affiliated with nobody, by the way, and I'm on nobody's team. I'm a man on my own. But, you know, it brings all these people together, and people start taking sides, and it's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic to watch grown men, you know, going on in this manner. You know, I remember the days before YouTube, before even mobile phones, and you know something, the world was a better place. The world was by far a better place. I wish I could go back to my granddad's era, post-war, because they sound like the days to me, you know, when men were men, and, you know, and money was tight, and you had to grow your own veg, and, you know, your ideal of fun was going out there. You know, we had a little bit of that when we were growing up, getting yourself out there, dossing. That's it, you made your own fun. Now everyone spends their life on YouTube and on the phones and in social media. That's why there's such a massive market for it, because there's that many people out there and there's that many people who love drama. So be a man and sort your problems out in the real world and keep them off YouTube. Now, my next little topic I wanted to say a few things on is free speech. Is there such a thing as free speech? I'm not sure about it. I think the only speech that is free is the type of speech that doesn't offend anybody. You know, if people are going to be offended by positivity, you know, and helpful, supporting people and helpful, supportive messages, then it's them people that's got a problem. But the only type of free speech I think there is the speech that has no chance of harming anybody. You've got to remember, if you say something and it's just your opinion, you see, I can be quite opinionated, you know, and I don't air them all on YouTube, you know, and if I do it, my opinions that I do put on YouTube, I try and keep them as respectful as I can. I try to keep them as respectful as I can. But if you're going to have an opinion, you know, and it's not a very nice one, you know, and you've got a feeling that some people might take offence to that, that's not free speech. You know, if your words are going to offend somebody, then that's not free speech. You know, so maybe, I don't know, I think people should consider a little bit more about what they put on YouTube, the content they make, the direction they're going in, because, you know, a lot of these people clearly aren't certain about, you know, the potential harm that they can do to people just by making videos, just by putting, you know, negative comments and negative opinions and derogatory stuff out there on YouTube. You know, clearly people aren't fully aware, you know, of the negative mental impact that can have on people, because that's not free speech, is it? If your words are going to potentially bother someone and harm someone, or get somebody in a mood, or get somebody sad, or get somebody down, or get somebody offended, then that's not free speech, is it? You know, so I think you've got to be very careful with free speech and what you would label free speech, because there's a lot of speech will offend people. You know, it's just a fact of life. You know, free speech there's very rare, you know, sections and very, very small parts of the substrata that is YouTube that is free and non-offensive. Very small parts indeed. I just thought that might be food for thought for everybody. But I'll probably have a look at these comments on this video in the morning, but I'm going to bed. I've vowed myself to be in bed every night this week by 8 o'clock. This video might take a bit of uploading, so it'll probably be uploaded by the time I'm in bed reading my book. But to go to bed and read. Go to bed and read a book. And I'm reading a book at the minute called Do the Birds Still Sing in Hell? About Horace Greeley, a Leicestershireman who was a POW, you know, in the Second World War. A magnificent man, a magnificent book. You know, so I'm looking forward to picking that back up tonight. But love and light to everybody. Enjoy your Monday night, people. Big love. Ta-ra for now.